YouTube, what up? Welcome back. I want to run by some of my Oculus Quest games. These are the games that I have and that I play, and I kind of want to talk to you about the ones I play the most, and maybe all of them. I'll just run by all of them real quick. If you're not familiar, this is the Oculus Quest 2. I have been enjoying this thing since early March, and I don't know, I like it. I recommend it if this is your kind of thing. Since a kid, I've always wanted VR. But anyway, let's jump right into it. Onward is my favorite game by far. This is a first-person shooter. If you like Call of Duty, games like that, this is the one. It's probably one of the first games I had on the Quest. Since I bought this game, I uninstalled Call of Duty on my PlayStation, and I don't even play that anymore. I don't even think I'll play Call of Duty again, honestly. Contractors was another one that I had early on. These two games are kind of similar. If you want more of a realistic game, Onward is the way to go. If you want like an arcade-ish shoot 'em up, Contractors is the one you want. Path of the Warrior is also a good game. This game is like Streets of Rage but in virtual reality. This game is pretty cool, man. It brings something different to VR. I recommend it. Rec Room is also a good game. This is more of a kids type of game. It has like different rooms and different games you can play. Paintball is one that I like to jump in every now and then, but other than that, it's not really for me. It's kind of a kid's thing. My son likes this, so you know. But I do see the potential in this kind of thing. It reminds me of like Minecraft or Roblox. Resident Evil 4 speaks for itself. Great game. This came out on the Nintendo GameCube a while back. Since then, it's been ported to almost every console, and it's great on VR, so I also would say this is a must-have if you have Oculus Quest. Resist. I just got this game 2 days ago, and bro, oh my goodness, I'm super impressed with this. It's like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, and Deadpool, I guess, because you have guns in VR. Or Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man Noir mixed. I don't know, this game is dope. You can swing around the city. It looks great. So I don't know, it's a pretty good game, especially for 20 bucks. Stride is another game that is probably slept on. I don't see a lot of people talk about this game. This is a parkour game. Reminds me of Mirror's Edge if you ever played that for PlayStation. But this is really cool because it makes you feel like you're actually parkouring throughout the city, and it looks great, feels great. It's kind of cheap too. I think it's like 20 bucks. It's a good game to have. Gun Raiders I haven't played yet. I saw a video of it. It looked cool. It's free, so you can't beat free. And maybe I'll get into that one of these days. Contractors, like I said, it's like Onward. It's a first-person shooter. It's a cool game. But if you have Onward, you probably don't need this. But it's probably like number 2 behind Onward as far as shoot 'em up games goes, because Onward is my favorite game out of all of these games. This is the one I play every day. And that's probably just bias of me, and I like first-person shooters. So. Yupitergrad is also a super fun game. This is like a Russian Spider-Man with plungers, and he swings around this space station, and the physics feel real good. The game visually looks okay, and I like it. It makes you. I think it has the best swinging mechanics out of all 3 games that swing, and that's Resist, Yupitergrad, and Swarm. Swarm is another great game that you swing in, and you shoot guns, and you shoot these like robots and drones. And it feels good. You're just in a sandbox. Where in here, you're either playing time trials or you're playing a campaign mode, which is short, but it's kind of fun. So yeah, Swarm is also a good game. I would also recommend all 3 of these games: Resist, Yupitergrad, and Swarm. Or one of the 3 at least. Polka Stars VR. I love poker. One of the earlier games I had on my Oculus Quest. Poker's always been a cool game for me. Win money in poker. Here, this is not winning anything. It's no gambling, but you can meet people. It's social. The tables look nice. The game speeds are nice. This is fun. I do recommend it, and it's free. Blade of Sorcery. I just downloaded this. My son likes it. It reminds him of Gorn, and Gorn is not a game that I like to play. Those sandbox beat 'em ups they could be fun, but they get boring really fast. This has a lot of magic and stuff, so you can, you have a lot of variations of power, so I see the potential in this game, but it's not one of my favorites. Warplanes visually is an amazing looking game. It feels good. This is a flight simulator slash plane fight. You fight in the sky, you shoot planes, shoot trains, blimps. This game is pretty dope. If you like military games and you like Onward, this game is like, it goes hand in hand almost. You know what I'm saying? It's like 300 and 300 Rise of an Empire. What's happening in the skies and what's happening on the ground. You know what I mean? It's a great game. It can make some people sick, though. I will say that this could cause motion sickness because you're in the air and you're looking down, and it'll make you feel funny at the very least, but it feels great. VR chat. This is like a social game. It's just like Rec Room. You get to make an avatar and you run in a bunch of different rooms and you play different games, and you can mod a bunch of cool games, and I think that's cool. It's the cool aspect of a video game. It's just not my kind of thing. It's just so much going on. I just want to go and play. I don't want to be too social in these kind of games. It's not my kind of thing. But it's free, I think. Oh, it was cheap. Lies Beneath, horror game, really cool. I got stuck on one of the boss fights, but it has its unique visual. It plays nice, and it's a feel-good game. I would say it's probably the third horror game I have that is like number 3, because number 1 would be Walking Dead. Number 1 would be, sorry, tracking got lost. Number 1 would be Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Best VR game I have. Lies Beneath would probably be number 3. Right? Didn't I say that? Number 2 would be Resident Evil. Personally, if you ask me, I know this is probably going to be the unpopular vote. I think Lies Beneath is better than Resident Evil VR-wise, because this game was designed for VR, whereas this game was just ported over to VR. So, it does a good enough job, but I don't think it's, so that's what I feel. Maybe this is 2. 1, 2, 3. I know a lot of people can disagree. Anyway, moving on. Pavlov. I don't like Pavlov. A lot of people say Pavlov is great for PC, and maybe it is, but Pavlov Shack, Beta Shack for Oculus Quest sucks. And you see I had to get it through App Lab. They don't even sell it in the Oculus store. I think this was free though, so it can't beat that. And I don't like it though. It's the worst out of the 3. I'd say Onward is 1, Contractors is 2, and then Pavlov is 3. First steps: when you first get your Oculus Quest, this will teach you how to navigate, and this is pretty fun. I recommend you play that. These are just apps. Beat Saber is cool, and I say it's probably a must-have because this is a game where a lot of casual people are going to want to play. If you want someone to experience VR, you're going to want to put on Beat Saber. And usually, like if you're at a party and the girls, you want to show them, or your nieces or your nephews, just young people in general, Beat Saber is like that game where you can socially have a good time and not take VR too serious. So Beat Saber is a must-have. Good music too. Gorn is what I talked about earlier. It's a sandbox smash 'em up game, and it is cool. It's just not my kind of thing. I don't have a big enough space to be punching things. I don't want to hit no walls, and it's just not my style of game. But it is cool. I don't recommend it. It is expensive though. I think it's like $30. Drunken Bar Fight, another one of those sandbox beat 'em ups. Again, if this is something you like, then Gorn is probably the best out of all the punching beat 'em ups. Maybe Blades of Sorcery is another one that's up there. But Gorn and Drunken Bar Fight are all kind of the same concept of video games. Bait, a fishing game is Bait is a fishing game, right? Obviously, I just said that. But it's a relaxing kind of game. This is one of the first games I got. It's free. You don't got to do much. Visually, it looks pretty good. And I think if you just want to have a good time and just relax in VR, Bait is one to have. Help Wanted, Five Nights at Freddy's. At first, I wanted to return this because I thought it was going to be kind of, pointless. My son wanted it. I bought it for him. He didn't want to play anymore. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to return it. But then I played it a few times and I genuinely got scared. I yelled out loud in two different games. And so maybe I'll keep it for like a Beat Saber when I'm around people and want them to test out VR. This game to give them the creeps, you know what I'm saying? So, oh yo, try Five Nights at Freddy's, and people are like, oh, that game is stupid, and then it'll scare them. Superhot. Superhot is also one of the first games I had. This is pretty cool. It was recommended to me. It's like a Matrix kind of, but not really. Pretty much these guys are red mannequins, and it's like time slowing. The slower you move, the slower they move, and vice versa. If you move fast, they move fast. So the goal is to take out the enemies, but move as slow as possible while you knock them out. It's different. It's a different game. It's pretty awesome. Blast On is another game I feel like is slept on. This is a one-on-one shoot 'em up where you are surrounded by like Nerf type of guns, and each gun has a different power, and you have the ability to kind of dodge bullets. And it's a one-on-one fight, and whoever loses, you know, it's the best 2 out of 3. I think this game is dope. Quick Draw is an update that they added. It was like the Wild West. So I think this game is cool. I would recommend it. It's like $10. So I definitely would say get this game. Echo VR, another cool game. This was a spin-off, well, kind of a spin-off from Lone Echo. Echo VR is just like a frisbee lacrosse soccer kind of game. It's pretty much picture soccer with 2 goals, but instead of a soccer ball, you have a frisbee like Tron, and you're trying to throw it in these goals, like while it's 5-on-5. It's a good game. I would only hope that they give us new arenas, because this game was, I played this game a lot before I got a bunch of other games. I recommend Echo VR. It's free. It's fun. Free, fun. 2 things that you always want in VR. Hyperdash. This game visually looks okay. Personally, it's not a game I liked. I didn't enjoy playing it. A friend of mine's got it, and we played a couple times, and he liked it a lot, and I got bored with it really quick. It's like a shoot 'em up, but you're on the rails, like you're jumping on tracks, kind of. And I didn't like it. I don't recommend it at all. There's a lot of other games out here, but it is pretty cool if you like this kind of game. But I don't recommend it. Radical G is a racing game. I don't have too many racing games, and so I wanted to know what it would be like to race in virtual reality. And this isn't the experience I was looking for. This is more of a spaceship F-Zero kind of race game. And it's cool, but I don't play it too often. Thrill of the Fight. This is a classic game. This is probably the best boxing game on the Quest. And there's only 2, this one and Creed. And I think this is probably better than Creed. I have a Creed demo here, and it's okay. But this game is pretty sick. It reminds me of like the Mike Tyson Punch-Out of VR. But it's kind of realistic, so it'll burn you out. You'll get tired. You can lose some weight or get into shape playing this game. And for $10, you can't beat that. So I recommend Thrill of the Fight. Epic Roller Coaster. This was free. This was just to see what the Oculus Quest can do before I had any major games. So I don't recommend Epic Roller Coaster, but maybe if you want your grandma or your mom to try VR, these are like the safe games you can have anybody play and not freak out or break anything, Then there is Ninja Legends, which is a sandbox game where you're fighting ninjas either with a sword or with a bow and arrow, and it's not recommended. You'll get tired just using the arrow over and over and over because the game is so repetitive. I wish it wasn't repetitive, because it looks okay. It's just super repetitive, so I don't recommend this game. You'll get bored with it after like maybe 3 times playing it. Supernatural. I downloaded it for my girl, but she doesn't really get into it, so I couldn't tell you much about it. Sam and Max, my son wanted to play it. He played once or twice and then never went back to it. You can see July 30th was the last time we played this thing, and I haven't even tried it out either, honestly. I tried out the first level and it felt okay, but it felt really childish, so I never went back to it. It reminded me of like Roger Rabbit kind of, but I gotta go back and check it out. It seems pretty cool, like it looks visually cool, but I gotta get into it. I haven't really got into it. VR animation player, I don't even know what that is. Gravity Sketch, this is dope. I've only had a few opportunities to use this thing, but it's pretty much an art app where you can make things 3D. And I made a Spider-Man logo one time, so this is pretty good. Netflix, you guys know about Netflix. Recommended. App Lab, Gorilla Tag, kind of boring. The rest of these are not really recommended. Journey of the Gods, this game is pretty cool, but this is only a demo that I got before I had any major games, and this was cool. It's a different kind of game. I can't remove any of these other things. Anne Frank I downloaded just for fun to see what it was like, and I just can't get it off, so now I'm stuck with it. But Anne Frank was in a tight space, so shout out to her for being able to make it through that shit. Job Simulator. My son wanted this, and this is fun, but I think I paid $20 for this. But I haven't played it, honestly. I'd never played the game. He played it, so I don't know. But yeah, that's what I would say. These are the games I have. These are the games some of them I would recommend. You know, the ones I play up top: Onward, Path of the Warrior, Resident Evil, Resist, Stride, Yupitergrad, Poker, Swarm, Warplanes, Walking Dead, Beat Saber. These are the games. Blast On. These are the games I Thriller to Fight. Those are the games I would really recommend you would try before you get VR and buy VR. If you have a friend who has these games, try them out or watch the videos here and let me know what you think about them. Well, guys, I appreciate the love, and I will see you in another video.